I did it. I woke up this morning and just knew. Today was the day I was going to enlist in the army. For weeks now, my village was buzzing with young, ambitious men who were determined to defend our empire. Town meetings were held in order to rally up the men of the town, and army officials visited the local schools and gave dramatic speeches on the importance of being part of the war, which would end all other wars. After signing up and receiving my number, I immediately ran home to face the impossible task of telling my mother what I had done. My father just died over 10 years ago, and I'm an only child. I'm all my mother has. Leaving her is going to be the hardest part. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I want to be part of the game. I know this war won't be easy, and I know I have a rough couple of months ahead, but they say it'll be over before Christmas. And I'm not doing this alone. All my friends from the village are signing up too. All of us eager to make a difference in life. Well, not all actually. Unbeknown to us, there were cowards living amongst us for years. We considered these cowards our friends. That was, of course, until they refused to sign up. My best friend Jimmy refused, and he's been deemed a coward by the townspeople. It's hard to see him every day. People hand him white feathers as a symbol of his cowardice, and he doesn't get served in shops or pubs anymore because everyone knows what he is now. I tried talking to him. I tried telling him what a good thing this is and how signing up to defend our country is what we were put on this earth to do. But it's no use. But I'm no coward. I have joined, and I'm ready to defend England no matter what the cost. It's July 22nd, 1916. I'm just back from the trenches and I'm about to go home for my leave. They've granted me 1 week back due to a severe injury to my arm, which couldn't be treated at the trench hospital here. Although this may sound bizarre, I've never actually been so grateful for anything in my entire life. I'm grateful to have been shot. I don't think I can face going back there again. I don't think I can face another day of squatting in flooded trenches with nothing to look forward to other than the hope of getting some decent food. Describing what I have been through, what I've seen, is an impossible task. How am I supposed to describe the feeling I get when I see someone get shot right in front of me? How am I supposed to describe what it's like having a bomb explode just meters away from me, and instead of dying, I'm covered in blood and matter, my comrade? Although I've never been a religious person, I do believe this is what hell could look like. I used to think that I was put on this earth to join the war and defend my country, but I was tricked. I was brainwashed. We all were. What we're doing here, killing strangers, bombing towns, it's neither noble nor honourable, and this war isn't some sort of game or adventure. It's gotten to the point where people are shooting themselves and running into mines just to get sent home. And for some, it works. It doesn't work for everyone. Some die trying to get sent home, and others get sent out into no man's land as a punishment. And that in itself is just a death sentence. If there's one day that I'll remember for the rest of my life, it will be the 11th of November, 1918. For days leading up to the 11th, there were rumours that the Germans were suing for peace. These rumours gave us all hope. It gave those of us who were down in the trenches at the time a reason to live. But on the morning that peace was declared, I remember Sergeant Moore gathering us all around. There were no indications on his face of what his next words were to be, but he looked up and with a blank expression said, "It's 11 a.m. Men, I'm pleased to announce that today is the day peace has been declared." It was at this point that we all should have been cheering, jumping up and down with joy and celebrating, but we weren't. Instead, we all stood there speechless, stunned, and bewildered. I remember that day vividly, but along with it, I remember instances where I was stuck halfway between no man's land and my trench. I remember using a comrade's body for protection against the gunfire. He was dead no more than 2 minutes before he became my personal shield. I have nightmares about it. I wake up screaming because the second I close my eyes, all I can see is his face, dead and lifeless, looking directly at me as bullets sink into his body. Bullets which were aimed at me. Sometimes I think back to how happy and excited I was that day I signed up. I thought it was some great honor to get to be a part of something which would shape history forever, but I can't even put into words how painfully wrong I was. I think back to all those times I talked poorly of the cowards of our village, when in fact they weren't cowards at all. They were just smarter than us, and they didn't fall for it like I did. And now, every day, when I look out my window and see little children playing, I admire their innocence. Innocence that I used to have. Innocence that was stripped from me the first time I took a life.